Over the weekend in Charlottesville, angry torchlight protests in Virginia as the state prepares to remove a statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee. And last week in New Orleans, a statue of Confederate President Jefferson Davis was removed from its position of prominence in the city. In both cases, protesters say removing the statues is an attack on America's white heritage, a philosophy that has become known as the alt-right movement.
No more attacks on our heritage, on our identity.
There were only about 100 alt-right protesters in either place, but Charlottesville Mayor Mike Signer says it's not the size but the message that is troubling.
I think that it was meant to inspire fear and even terror in our vulnerable population.
The alt-right's focus on the Civil War comes as cities and towns across the United States remove monuments to people who fought to maintain slavery. Historian Ibram Kendi says via Skype it is a sign of progress that even southern cities are removing these statues.
These are local folk who are realizing the fact that, these figures who they're memorializing through these expansive statues are not the types of people that they want their cities to be identified with.
But Kendi says groups like the alt-right are also part of American history, and the basic U.S. promise of freedom motivates civil rights leaders as well as the alt-right.
Even Abraham Lincoln spoke to this when he spoke to this sort of dual notion of freedom, that some desire freedom from slavery whilst others desire freedom to enslave. And I think those dual sort of forces of freedom have always been at war in America.
And Kendi says America's conversation with its past is not going away, even though the most prominent reminders of slavery are being taken down. Kevin Enochs, VOA News, Washington.